Good morning, and how are you doing this morning? Welcome to our live broadcast here this morning. St. Martin in retrospect. A happy St. Martin's Day to each and every one of you out there. And of course, my name is Elton Richardson. I'll be here with you this morning, diving into the 66th anniversary celebration of St. Martin's Day. And of course, this morning, as we follow the program, already people on the road from yesterday, as a matter of fact, there was a whole lot of what you would say traffic congestion. People out already in a celebration mood, shopping, looking around, taking care of last minute business. The excitement was in the air everywhere. And as we follow the program this morning, of course, the program this morning, started with the ringing of the church bells around the island as we ringing the St. Martin's Day celebration. And of course, we looking forward to all of the activities that will be taking place here this morning as we celebrate the 66th anniversary celebration of St. Martin's Day. And we'll be bringing you highlights of some of the activities taking place this morning. Of course, one of those activities, many activities taking place, including a cultural parade, a most talked about cultural parade that everyone is looking forward to see. That starts at around 12 o'clock over from the L.B. Scott Road, the ballpark, all the way into Philipsburg. And of course, it would head on down to the festival village, the Justin Arnell Festival Village. At the Justin Arnell Festival Village, culinary, a gastronomy of foods, local foods will be on display and will be for the taking. So we're inviting everyone to come out and be a part of it. And of course, alongside of that, the cultural department has also organized a whole night of cultural celebrations with many local artists. You got to go out and actually really support. So St. Martin's Day is definitely, you can feel it in the air, the celebration, everyone looking forward to the day's activities, the speeches by the government officials, by the way, which we always look forward to at the early morning session, will be taking place later in the evening to close off the cultural manifestations that has been organized. We invite everyone to come out and be a part of the celebration, and of course we're asking for you to take it easy, be careful on the road because we're going to have many people on the road. It's going to be a lot of traffic congestion. We're asking you to exercise patience. The KPSM, that's the police department, is advising and asking motorists and everyone to be also careful and to be on the lookout for, people running on the road because we have the relay race which also will be taking place. But most especially about the blockade of some of the roads that will be taking place throughout the island. Like for instance, over on the Union Road, over in Colby by the border when the border ceremony will be, it's going to be held. The road over there is going to be blocked off. So we're just advising you, from in advance some of the roads that you should be very careful and trying to avoid. Also in Philipsburg, and all that is going to be taking place today here on the island of St. Martin. So we're inviting everyone, the government of St. Martin, please to extend a heartfelt invitation to all residents and visitors to join in commemorating the 66th anniversary celebration of St. Martin's Day. And of course, today we also have at least 4 or 5 cruise ships that will be visiting the island, that will be on the island. And we bringing in thousands and thousands of people. So we know definitely it's going to be, like we say here in Carnival, a jam session. So, Everyone is invited to come out to take part in the St. Martin's Simante celebration, and the St. Martin's Day stands as a cherished symbol of unity, heritage, and shared identity, between both sides of the island. And of course, that celebration started way back in 1958, 59, if I'm not mistaken, by Dr. Claude Watty, Dr. Hubert Petit, right in Philipsburg at Orania Cafe, according to some of the historians and some of the people that we spoke to. And some other people that was also involved in those discussions was the Honorable Mr. Felix Choisy of French St. Martin and Mr. Clem Labega, who were then all involved in government back in those days. And they decided, well, hey, look, listen, we celebrate St. Martin's Day, November 11th. We celebrate Armistice Day, which is actually being a day which was being organized on the French side, Armistice Day being as Veterans Day, similar to the United States Veterans Day. On the French side, they pay homage to some of those folks who soldiers and veterans involved, who was in the army and who had passed away, lost their life, and sacrificed their life to make the world a free world. So they have an Armistice Day celebration also on the French side of St. Martin. And Dr. Petit, Dr. Claude Watty decided, well, hey, look, listen, we want to organized a day for the people of St. Martin. So they looked at many of these, June, July, being the day of July being the month where we talk a lot about the freedom of the people and such like that. And then he said, well, why don't we just stick to St. Martin's Day? And they decided, well, we're going to do it on November 11th. We have a video which we would like to share with you all about that. And of course, if we could maybe just pull up that video there now. And so that will be taking place here on the island. But first, just to be in chime with all the celebrations taking place, because this morning they had the church bells ringing, and to ringing the 66th anniversary celebration of St. Martin's Day, and maybe we could showcase something like that. And if our producers can maybe go to that video, we are being asked to hold on, and so let's see if we can showcase those videos. But back in the days, various celebrations taking place across the island, like we say today. They consist of several cultural celebrations and manifestations on both Dutch and French St. Martin. Dutch side hosting this year's celebrations, which are expected to run, like we mentioned earlier, all the way into the evening. This year marks the 66th anniversary celebrations of observing St. Martin's Day, and we would like to show you some of those scenes. But let's go to the opening of our program here this morning, because we would like to definitely start our program with the St. Martin song. So if our producers are ready for that, maybe we can go ahead and showcase that particular video that we put together for you. Okay, but you. Okay, we're back here live this morning, celebrating St. Martin's Day, and of course, we all in a mood of celebration, and it's the 66th anniversary, an event organized for the people, by the people of St. Martin, as we get ready to celebrate our 66th annual St. Martin's Day celebration here on the island of St. Martin. So I think we have everything under control now, so maybe we can just go to the video that we have prepared, which is featuring Mr. Benjamin Bell.
Find an island there, so lovely small, with nations free, with people French and Dutch, though talking English much, as the St. Martin in the sea. Oh, sweet St. Martin's land, so bright by beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains dream, variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love my paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Saint Martin, I love thy name, in which Columbus famed, and memories of variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love my paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Saint Martin, I love thy name, in which Columbus famed, and memories of old are closed. For me a great delight, thy Southern Cross the night. May God the Lord protect thy coast. Oh, sweet St. Martin's land, so bright by beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains green, variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love thy paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love my paradise, nature's beauty very
Oh, such a nice, beautiful rendition there by our very own Mr. Benjamin Bell. Once again, a very happy good morning and happy St. Martin's Day to each and every one of you out there celebrating St. Martin's Day this morning. You're watching the program St. Martin in Retrospect as we bring you a lot about our history, our culture, and the celebration of St. Martin's Day. But before we go on, our guest here has just joined us. Her name is Maria Shimon, and of course we know her here in St. Martin as one of the Interact legends, and she is definitely a legend here on the honor of St. Martin, and we're quite happy to have her here with us, dressed in the nice, beautiful colors, the red, white, and blue, the St. Martin flag. Oh my gosh, she is in a mood of celebration.
That's right.
Good morning, Maria. How are you doing this morning?
Mr. Richardson.
Everything good? Welcome.
Everything
good to
is
see
good.
you. Good to see you.
Beautiful day.
We're looking forward to St. Martin's Day today, and only sunshine, no rain. A little bit look like it's overcast, but you know, we don't mind because we love the little showers here and there everywhere, you know, here and, you know, now and again. But it's good to see you. It's good to have you here with us on St. Martin in Retrospect. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and of course, you know, like, who don't know?
As you know, yes, my name is Maria Shimon, and a St. Martiner by birth and raised also that way. And I'm just happy to be a St. Martiner. And I'm happy to know that I'm alive to enjoy this beautiful St. Martin Day, 66th year of celebration. So we give God thanks most of all.
Most definitely, we give God thanks for that. What makes it so special for you celebrating St. Martin's Day? Well, what's special about it for you?
It says a lot about our people and our culture, and also about appreciating who we are and our beautiful island, what it is, and what we expect it to continue to be as our generation continue, you know, to follow suit in terms of being that patriotic person. And this is what we need to continue to hold on to, because we notice sometimes, especially amongst the younger generation, a lot has been lost. However, it is the duty of us as the older generation to continue to show the younger generation the way of appreciating country and the self.
Looking forward to the rest of the day's celebrations here in Philipsburg, because we understood that there's going to be a whole lot of cultural extravaganza, cultural celebrations, and such like that. What are you looking forward to the most?
The cultural parade, of course. Before
we had the cultural parade, as a young person growing up on the island, back in Colby, one of the events that we look forward to, because over in Colby, we didn't used to have a lot of things going on. So when they have the wreath laying ceremony, November 11, we look forward to that. Did you go? I used to get out to go to see the wreath laying ceremony.
Not really. Back in those days, my grandparents was very strict. As you know, Colby people were very strict. So as minors, you were not allowed really to go to certain events I must say, unprotected, you know. So, yeah, we didn't have any TV. But the following day, we will hear on PJ82, the Voice of St. Martin back in the day, what took place.
Yeah.
But there were no newspapers or anything available that would carry that type of happening.
And we were so lucky that we were able to get our hands on, you know, the video that we're actually really looking at here now. As you can see, it's the celebration of St. Martin's Day, the wreath laying ceremony, the many speeches. St. Martin's Day stands as a cherished symbol of unity, heritage, and shared identity, a tradition rooted in the visionary ideals of our founding fathers, Dr. Claude Watty, Mr. Clem LaBega,
Dr. Petty.
Dr. Petty, Mr. Felix
Mr. Swazi.
Yeah, and today we've seen this year their legacy. Their legacy continues to inspire an unbreakable bond between the northern and the southern sides of the island, uniting, through culture, through, community, and of course, through kinship, because my family from the French side, and I live on the Dutch side, So
Amazing.
It was a great idea to, to have this celebration. Do you know the gentleman we're looking at there now? That was, if we can just put back that video, that was our Commissioner of Education back then, and this is Dr. Hubert Petit, but the gentleman before that we were looking at was Mr. Milton Peters from Cold Bay. Yes,
Mr.
he was the Commissioner of Education back then, and, we all look forward to this celebration over in Cold Bay because it brought some excitement. Today, the celebration, of course, continues. It represents the very essence of who we are, one people, one island, one destiny. A time to look back with gratitude at the sacrifices and achievements that shape our identity, and to look forward with purpose towards a future built on cooperation, respect, and mutual progress. So, of course, everyone wants to continue with that same kind of,
unity.
Yeah, to strengthen the bond that unites both sides of the island, and we proudly celebrate, and which and it defines us as a people. The celebration back in the day over on the French side of St. Maarten, we're just looking at some video there from that. And,
Awesome.
And from back in very early times, I believe, of the...
This is the 70s, the 70s.
The 70s,
This is the
more
70s.
or less. And we hope you're enjoying a little piece of that
Definitely, I
cultural
am.
heritage here from St. Maarten, and, the celebration at the border of French St. Maarten, bringing all the people together. Oh, this year's theme, they say, is Sankofa. And I looked it up. It says, learning from the past to build for the future. It serves as a powerful reminder that our strength lies in honoring our history while forging resilient and prosperous future together. St. Maarten Day is a time to celebrate unity and the spirit of sweet St. Maarten land, recognizing the values and shared experience that bind us as one island people. And that's exactly what we are, who we are. That's exactly what we do as we celebrate the 66th annual celebration of St. Martin's Day today. There's a whole lot of activities planned for today. The cultural parade. Are you in the cultural parade as well?
No, I'm not. I'll be on one of the onlookers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so the cultural parade is going to be one of the activities and highlights of today's events taking place here on Dutch St. Maarten, starting at 12 o'clock. Again, the police wants you to know that around 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the roads in going into cul-de-sac LB Scott Road will be closed because due to the fact of the parade, so we want you to take note of that. Also, since they would be going up through the pond side on Pondfield to Festival Village, there's going to be also some road closures in that area, so please bear in mind of some of the road closures that will be taking place around the island to accommodate the smooth flow of the government officials and those taking part in the events marking the 66th anniversary of the St. Martin's Day celebration here on the island. And now we would definitely like to continue with our celebration, observing St. Martin's Day. So we would be going now to some of our local artists, since we talk about, because our local artists will be the highlight of these celebrations later tonight at the Justin Arnell Festival Village. So we have some local artists which we had captured during some of our broadcasts in the past, and we like to share those musical moments with you here on St. Martin in Retrospect.
We welcome you to sweet St. Martin, and that you will enjoy your stay. We hope that you will come again to join us whenever that you visit. We offer you our friendly people who make your stay so memorable. Our islands are 37 square miles and beaches we'll enjoy with you. You're always welcome back to our shores to be treated with dignity. We thank you once more for choosing St. Martin, the greatest place you'll ever be. We welcome you to sweet St. Martin, and that you will enjoy your stay. We hope that you will come again to join us whenever that you visit there.
St. Martin, we want to say a special St. Martin's Day, happy St. Martin's Day to all of you here in St. Martin. This song that we just did was an original song, and the following song that we're doing is a song that I composed when I was coming back from Curacao. I noticed that, you know, wherever you go in the world, you always want to come back to this place called St. Martin, because it's something about St. Martin that is very, very unique. And the song that we're about to sing is entitled Going Back Home. So no matter where we go, we want to be back here on this island called St. Martin.
Going back home, no matter where we roam, going back home, it is all that we long for. Going back home is where we want to be. When we are there, we're not alone. At that place we call sweet home. Going back home, when in life's greatest storm, going back home, giving us a brand new song. Going back home is where we
Maarten. The following song that we're about to sing is going to be a song also original. It was composed back in 2009, and I think Mr. Elton Richardson was the one that really emceed this particular show that we had, this launching, and it's called St. Maarten Will Live On. St. Maarten Will Live On. It's like an anthem, and I'm seeing in the crowd, I see Mr. Fats. He was one that rearranged the song as well. So we're going to sing for you this morning, St. Maarten Will Live On.
One little island in the Caribbean, like a flower unfolded in the 15th century, called St. Maarten by name. Though we are very small, we're a tower of strength for all. With a dense population, we are the bravest nation. St. Maarten is here to stay, the land that takes care of everyone. St. Maarten, we will live on, because we're so brave and strong. People far and near join in what we share. Our hotels and beaches, restaurants that pleases friendly people everywhere. Enjoying prosperity, living in harmony. We thank the Lord earnestly for this majestic country. St. Maarten is here to stay, the land that takes care of everyone. St. Maarten, we will live on, because we're so brave and strong. Our resiliency, the base of our country. Our faith and our religion is our main foundation. That is what sets us apart. A flag that makes us one. Semper Gregorians, demanding autonomy. This is our destiny. St. Maarten is here to stay, the land that takes care of everyone. St. Maarten, we will live on, because we're so brave and strong. Because we're so brave and strong.
That is St. Maarten Will Live On, because we're so brave and we're so strong. We're having now our last item for this St. Martin's Day, and I want to wish all of the people of St. Maarten, even those that are abroad, a happy St. Martin's Day, and hope that you are enjoying this celebration that is taking place right here at the fish market here in Simpson Bay. Our last song is entitled Imela, and Imela is actually a Nigerian song. Imela is the definition is thank you, my Lord. So don't think we are singing nothing that is out of the way when you hear Imela. But this song is entitled Imela, and this will be our last song for this morning. Thank you once more, and thank you, St. Maarten and Retrospect, for having us here.
When I think about your goodness and your faithfulness each day, I'm convinced it's not because I am worthy to receive the for your mercy, and I'm grateful for your grace. And because of how you poured out yourself, I have come to sing this song out in praise. Imela, Imela, O Kaka, Oye Keruba. Imela, Imela, Esemo.
And welcome back to our program here this morning as we celebrate the 66th anniversary of the St. Martin's Day celebrations. With me here this morning, of course, the lovely Miss Maria Shimon, and we felt just, blessed there just now by Jeffrey Richardson and his group. If you go to the Methodist Church, you're a frequent member of the Methodist Church here in Philipsburg, you would definitely see this group there performing at the Methodist Church in Philipsburg. Always wonderful to have them on the program, and always delightful. And
such a blessing.
They definitely is. And of course, our morning celebrations continues here today in St. Martin as we get ready to celebrate St. Martin's Day. Everyone's quite excited about, as to what's going on, some of the things that are taking place. This morning, it started off with the ringing of the church bells in Philipsburg, around that area, and it's something completely different this year. It was something completely different this year, and I believe, I don't want to say different, because if I could recall, in one it happened.
Has been part of our culture.
Because we did it with the school, Orania School, who are today, by the way, celebrating their 165th anniversary. So congratulations to them, all the teachers and members. Were you a member of the Orania School?
No,
okay. All right. Unfortunately, I went to the John Phillips to the back, but they're celebrating their 165th anniversary, as a school. And of course, we want to say congratulations to them. But we were talking about what? I just got carried away there. And we were just discussing, the activities around St. Martin's Day, the church service, the ringing of the church bells. That's exactly where we were, the ringing of the church bells, because I wanted to put two and two together, because I know we went there with a crew a couple years ago, and we had the kids sing the St. Martin's song, the schools, the students, and then we also had them ring that big bell that they have out in front there. And the bell, I believe, was a donation from, I believe, the kingdom. So, because Orania School, it signifies and it represents the Dutch kingdom. It represents,
it does.
The Koning van Oranje, in such a letter. So, there's only one thing about it this year, is that little difference is that they don't have the church service, and and I was wondering, why was the reason for that? Because the church service has always been a part of the ceremonial celebration observing St. Martin's Day, and so that wouldn't be a part of the program this year. But I'm sure, what's in the heart, how you come across. We wish everybody a real blessed St. Martin's Day today. So, anyhow, another part of the program is the relay race. Did you cover that during your time working as in the Red Cross? Because I know the Red Cross had to follow a lot of those runners.
Yes, back in the 1970s and 80s. The Red Cross covered, and I was part of that. We covered the relay race, and then I joined the Windward Islands Emergency Medical Services, and we were all WIMS, and we also did that as well. So I trust that this year, for sure, the Red Cross would be there to cover, to make sure, that everyone is safe.
Yeah, and we see it here. Now they're making their way up the Cold Bay Road, going around. They will be going by the frontiers, the border. That's where they have the first, relay, pass on of the baton, and then going over the causeway. From the causeway, they will be going to French St. Martin, all the way up to Grand Cross St.
Wow.
Louis, go all around the island, and they will be ending up back at the Bel-Air. The Around the Island relay race unites our island, and running together. There was a nice story that was written up in the Daily Herald about it, actually, and last night we had some chit-chats with some friends who were also taking part in the race, and they were really looking forward to that particular race, a race that connects two nations and one island. The Around the Island relay race is not just a test of endurance, it's a symbol of togetherness. The event brings together runners from both the Dutch and the French sides of the island, as well as participants from local businesses, schools, community groups, and even visiting athletes. And teams of runners take turns in covering the different legs of the approximately 37 square mile course, and which loops around the entire island, and the route winds through of course, the coastal picturesque island. You know, we were one of those that drove with the senior citizens, and we just enjoyed the wonderful view. So these guys will also be enjoying some of those beautiful views, and they're spectators on the side of the road, looking on at some of these breathtaking views of the natural beauty and culture of the both sides of the island. A celebration of unity and pride. The island of St. Maarten celebrates also the signing of the 1648 treaty, but we saw it there, the Around the Island relay race. One of the special features, I believe, also about the Around the Island relay race this year is that it included runners between the age of 60 and over 60. And they had a very special section. And, so I was told that by Susie of Tri Sports, they started off organizing, but now the St. Maarten Road Runners has taken it up and organizing it. But she said this year they're going to have a special section for runners over 60 and in their 60s. So can you imagine going all the way around the island at 60 years?
They're energetic.
All around the island? Okay. So folks, if you're watching at home, we hope you're enjoying this and the scenes that we are bringing for you here this morning on our program, St. Maarten in Retrospect. So that was one of the events and highlights of the St. Martin's Day celebration, the Around the Island relay race. Maybe next year we'll take part in one in that race.
Who knows? Who knows?
Okay, so as we continue to bring you coverage of the St. Martin's Day celebration, the 66th anniversary, this next coming up is the laying of the wreath over at the border of French St. Maarten.
Okay.
We show some pictures of that on the Union Road in Colby. And like we said, there was not going to be a church service, and a lot of activities planned around the event. And of course, as we follow our program here this morning, it's we wondering like, okay, how did we come by the name of St. Maarten? Where did we get the name St. Maarten? Can you tell us how we came by the name of St. Maarten? Because from my history books, and I have some information which I would want to share with you. From my history books, St. Maarten actually came from the name of
The saint.
the Saint Martin of Tours. And St. Martin of Tours and Christopher Columbus, during his voyage on discovery of the third world, discovery around, decided, well, passing all these islands on his trip to Redonda, he said, well, okay, I'm going to name them after the saints. And St. Martin got the St. Martin of Tours saint. So we like to share that history, that information with you. And here it is. And welcome back to our program for this morning, St. Maarten in Retrospect. We're coming to you live, and of course today we're celebrating St. Maarten's Day, the 66th anniversary. It started back in 1958, and of course we're bringing you live coverage of the celebration, observing the St. Maarten's Day anniversary. And right now we're standing here on Front Street, Philipsburg, also known as Great Bay, and later changed to Philipsburg because they named it after the Dutch commander who came here to, supervise the administration of St. Maarten, and his name was John Phillips. And after creating the Philipsburg area, they named the town after him, John Phillips. And of course, in the back of me, another historical site, the Roman Catholic Church, St. Maarten of Tours. And of course, that's where the name St. Maarten came from. When Christopher Columbus, as they say, discovered St. Maarten, he named it after Maarten of Tours. And Maarten of Tours was like a soldier back cold, dark winter night. He later, an angel appeared in front of him, and after changed his life altogether, and then he became a priest. So after that, they honored Maarten of Tours by naming St. Maarten after him.
St. Maarten of Tours was born in Severia, Pannonia in either the year 316 or 336 AD. Just before Maarten was born, Christianity was legalized in the Roman Empire. Maarten's parents were pagans, but at the age of 10, Maarten chose to respond to the call of the gospel and become a Christian. At the age of 15, Maarten was required to follow his father into the cavalry corps of the Roman military. As a young soldier, Maarten encountered a beggar. The man was unclothed, and it was very cold. Maarten removed his cloak, and with his sword he cut it in half. He gave this half to the beggar, and dressed himself in the remnant. That night, Maarten had a vision in which Christ appeared to him. The vision spoke to him, "Maarten, a mere catechumen, has clothed me." About the age of 20, Maarten refused his pay prior to a battle and announced he would not join in the combat. He became the first recognized conscientious objector in recorded history. Maarten was subsequently released from military service. He then traveled to Tours, where he began studying under Hilary of Poitiers. Maarten later returned to Italy, where he had a vision that compelled him to return to his mother in Pannonia. He did so and led his own mother to faith in Jesus Christ. Following his teacher Hilary, Maarten returned to Tours. Hilary gave Maarten a small grant of land, where he and his disciples lived. Maarten established a monastery, which would be inhabited by the Benedictines. Established in the year 361, his abbey still remains to this day. In the year 371, he became the Bishop of Tours. As a bishop, Maarten established a system of parishes to manage his diocese. He made a point to visit each parish at least once per year. In addition to his appointed rounds, Maarten combated paganism, particularly the Druid religion. Maarten died in Gaul in the year 397. Saint Maarten is the patron of the poor, soldiers, conscientious objectors, tailors, and winemakers. His feast day is celebrated on November 11th. He commonly appears on horseback and is shown cutting his cloak in half with a sword.
course, and of course, we believe in giving credit where credit is due, and of course, we had to leave those credits run there as part of giving recognitions to some of the folks who have contributed and also producing that video about Maarten of Tours, a saint, and of course, we have the St. Maarten of Tours Catholic Church, St. Maarten named after Maarten of St. Maarten of Tours,
the
and
saint.
beautiful. I love the name St. Maarten. You know,
Of course,
I don't know how
it's
we
awesome.
how
We are
you
so
know,
blessed.
We are definitely blessed.
We are very blessed.
We look forward to that, and we hope we continue to be blessed. We are resilient people, very strong people, and we wish you all the best out there as we are celebrating our 66th anniversary of the St. Martin's Day celebrations here on the island of St. Martin. And of course, it's time for a bush tea break.
Oh.
And of course,
Happy St. Martin
Happy
Day.
St. Martin's Day. And wherever you're watching us from, in any part of the world, we're on
bush tea
Facebook.
moment.
We want to say thank you for watching. And ja, Ilskadai, Denmark, how are you doing? I know our Danish friends are definitely perhaps looking. They have a Danish sister here in St. Martin, which is my wife, and she been here living now for the past 40 years, and definitely
She's a St. Martin.
is a St. Martin.
She's a St. Martin.
So happy St. Martin's Day to you, and Richardson. And that was the name of St. Martin, also called back in the days. And St. Martin, also our Dutch capital is Philipsburg. And do you know the story of Philipsburg? How John, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I would say back growing up, we know it as Great Bay. Great Bay Town.
Okay, good.
Not Philipsburg, Great Bay Town.
Yes, yes. You know, but the old folks, when I hear them say, we're going to Great Bay,
Town.
you know, like, okay, we're going Great Bay. But I'm getting confused because now it's also Philipsburg. You know, I'm like, okay, Great Bay, Philipsburg. But the older folks used to call it Great Bay. And the reason why I thought, if we're doing my little research, why Great Bay? Because of the Great Salt Pond. You know, we have some stories. We also would like to show you too about the Great Salt Pond. We have a lot of information we like to share with you about the Great Salt Pond. John Phillips, Philipsburg came from John Phillips. John Phillips was a Dutch commander back in 1793. That's how St. Martin got by the name of John Phillips, who named the island after the Saint Martin of Tours. And John Phillips, like we said, was a Dutch commander.
Yes.
Do you know where he used to live?
No,
Yeah, I know. I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm so sorry about that.
No, but I
John
don't
Phillips used to live in the courthouse in Philipsburg.
I missed that part.
Yes,
Was
yes,
not aware.
yes. And you know, reading up on the history and on the story about him, because Philipsburg, the town, was actually in cul-de-sac. And because all the boats used to come in down in the Cahill area, so all the activities used to be around in cul-de-sac. And then one day, John Phillips, he was an engineer, and you know, and he could build things. Decided, well, he's going to do like what some of our ancestors did, you know, fill up the pond, you know, just a little bit, because the sea in the pond was actually really
Meeting, they're very close.
And he filled up the area and made the town over there, and decided, well, that's where the town was going to be. Moved the town from cul-de-sac to Philipsburg. The people in cul-de-sac was not happy about that. I can tell you, the people of cul-de-sac was not happy that he moved the town. And karma to say something else, but I have to tell the whole story because he passed away at a very early age.
Wow.
And he got, I don't know, there was a sickness that he actually really got, and he died. And where he had to bury?
Cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac cemetery to have the tomb from him over there. And the people was like, no, 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 no. They were upset. Don't let him stay in town. But yeah, so John Phillips, the Dutch commander, his coffin, his tomb is, you can see it over at the cul-de-sac cemetery when you're going there, actually really visiting. That's how we got to the name of Philipsburg. Now, I talk so much there that I actually really gotten a little confused as to where we are at this particular moment. So, as in, I'm waiting for a sign here. Happy St. Martin's Day to each and every one of you. Hey, I have to say Happy St. Martin's Day to my 2 grandchildren who is celebrating their birthday today. Can you imagine having 2 grandchildren both born on November 11th?
How blessed are
Must
you, my
be blessed.
dear?
Amen. And
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to Azalea and congratulations to Persia, celebrating their birthday today. Don't worry, OP coming home later to celebrate with you. And of course, before we go to Colby, I know you gave me the sign of the Colby Theater Company, but we also have on standby. Yeah, let's go to the Colby Theater Company because they're celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Wow, congratulations to you. Again.
Yeah, one of the longest theater groups on the island of St. Martin. And they actually really planning on doing a lot of things for the coming year. So we're looking forward to that next year, God Spare Life. The Colby Theater Company here with us, St. Martin. And what would be a St. Martin Day celebration be like without the Colby Theater Company being involved? So we have them here this morning, and let's share that opportunity of entertainment with one of the oldest theater companies here on St. Martin, the Colby Theater Group. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, if all you don't know about Rosemary, let them tell you about Rosemary.
Just want to wish everybody happy St. Martin Day and wish them to be safe, and let's enjoy our St. Martin on a Sunday when we have to go to church in the morning, but we wish everyone out there happy St. Martin Day, and we'll be there in the afternoon.
Of course, Miss Aggie there with us. That's the president of the Colby Theater Company, and she had a little chat with us there. The theater company's over 40 years of theater, one of the oldest theater company. They very famous for that play called Old Story
Old
Time.
Story Time.
And of course, they also perform folkloric songs. They also do acting and such like that. And want to say congratulations to the Colby Theater Company and wish them all the best. And of course, say happy St. Martin's Day to the group, Bernard and Willie and Miss Anne and all of those folks over there.
Esther.
And Esther and such like that. So happy St. Martin's Day to you. And it's just about 9 o'clock. It's early. We're having a little bush tea.
Oh, yeah.
And we wanted to talk about, because the bush tea is part of our culture here on the island of St. Martin. And the bush tea, it comes in various different kind of flavors. I know the lemongrass and the warm grass. Which other bush tea you know?
The other one that is famous also is what we call basil.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the rock balsam.
Mm-hmm.
And also the warra wine.
Mm-hmm.
But my grandmother also used to make the lime bush, the leaves from the lime tree.
That's right.
It's a delicious tea.
Oh my gosh, I had to scream so much there.
And she used to throw a little bit of the cow milk in it.
Oh gosh.
So it kind of, it used to taste something like how ice cream would flavor would be like the vanilla something.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
You really threw me back there into the past there, especially with the cow milk and the goat milk, where we had to wake up in the morning and go and milk the cow and such like that. Oh man.
Colby was famous on cows.
Oh, well, we had a lot of cows.
A lot of cows.
My family had a lot of cows. I think the family Bells had the most cows in Colby. And we always had to make arrangements when we have to take them to the well, have to take them to the pasture. Okay, and you had to wake up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Do you remember where the Bells used to bring the cows to the pasture? You know where that was?
Chihuahua property.
Right in front of my grandmother's house in KB.
In the well, I have some pictures
over the hill.
I thought if I could have find them and show you, I say you would have been happy to see those pictures with the well. With the wells over at Colby and the cows and passing through there.
That's right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that was some happy, happy days. It reminds me of the song from one of these, Caribbean singers. Bring back the old time days. Bring back the old time ways. I know everything must change, but I still love the old time ways. Oh gosh, when I hear that song, I have to play it. It just threw me back in my, youthful years so much that I actually really love it. But we were talking about the bush tea, the various different type of bush tea. Didn't we used to do soursop or put a little soursop leaf or something like that?
Put a little soursop leaf.
That was for the cooling and things like that.
That's for the sleep.
For the sleep.
So when you have those babies that were having a rough time falling asleep at night, you make a little soursop bush tea.
Oh gosh.
And give them, because it will calm them down and put them to sleep.
Oh, definitely love.
Give them a little restful night.
Give them a restful night. So we had the warm grass, we had the lemongrass, we had the basil, we could have
rock balsam.
Oh, and what else?
Warra wine.
Because I know you're supposed to know a lot about all them teas and things like that. Anyhow,
because they were basically used also as a health, a health remedy. A health remedy, especially for the flu. And back then, we never used to say, you got a flu, you got a fever. That word flu never existed, actually.
Okay. We were island people that used to like to also party a lot and things like that, especially coming around the holidays and Christmas and things like that.
Serenade.
We go and serenade and, we had the Tanny and the boys in back in those days. Family string band has taken it up. But we have had also a group a very small group who has been keeping the tradition of our music alive. And we have some, you know, a little performance that we would like to share with you from that particular group. And if you're following us on Facebook or anything like that, we're going to put it on. You can tell us who these folks are. We know who they are. We're going to tell you afterward. But ladies and gentlemen, here is a part of our heritage we would like to share with you, our string band, and how we just used to enjoy this music ever so much. It's warm, it's soothing, and very entertaining. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with our string band, and hope you enjoy it.
Aunque quiero olvidarte, hasta hacer el posible, porque tiene recuerdos hacia siempre de mí. El vivir es incómodo, el fantasma terrible, donde quiere que siempre, de amor, de amistad. Aunque quiere olvidarte, hasta hacer el posible. Aunque quiera olvidarte, hasta en mi vida es incómodo, el fantasma terrible, donde quiere que siempre, de amor, de amistad. Esta fe negrita, una virgencita de la caridad. Si tú vas al cubre, traemos una negrita, una virgencita de la caridad.
And welcome back here to our program, St. Martin in Retrospect. And we hope you figure out, can you to tell us who they are? I don't
We have there Carlson Velasquez, Mr. Fifi Hyman, and Mr. Jan Bujung.
If you want your guitar tune up and fix up and everything like that, the person to check out is Mr. Carlson.
Carlson Velasquez.
And
Mr.
the late
Bujong.
Fifi is not here with us anymore. He's passed
not.
on. But we still have
Mr. Bujong.
Jan Bujong and Carlson now and again still keeping that tradition, that old-time tradition of our music alive here on the island of St. Martin. As we celebrate St. Martin's Day, we celebrate with you with our culture, our music, and we hope that you're actually really enjoying it. Who wrote in and could guess who they actually were? We'll have to check our Facebook page later. We understood that we've been getting some, a lot of messages and things like that coming in. And we just like to mention, however, though, that this year our program is sponsored by CCG, so we'd just like to express thanks to that foundation who have in part sponsored our live broadcast this morning so that you may be able to share with us in the history and the cultural celebration of our St. Martin's Day. Just like to recap some of the activities to take place. We still have the border wreath laying ceremony over at in Cold Bay. And that's going to be happening momentarily. As a matter of fact, it's about to start right now. And later on at 12 o'clock, as part of the cultural manifestations, we'll have the cultural parade. And after the cultural parade, walking all the way from cul-de-sac straight to the Festival Village, Jocelyn Arnold Festival Village, you will be entertained later in the evening with cultural manifestations. So don't go home. Stay at Jocelyn Arnold Festival Village, because I know there's going to be plenty to eat, a lot of local food that you haven't seen in a long time, that you only perhaps maybe cook at home. This time you don't have to do that. You could come out and leave others do it for you and enjoy some of the local delicacies. You know, what I find so nice about this whole St. Martin Day celebration, because the late Henry Brookson, very good friend of mine, started to organize around that day, and some other people has taken it up, the Fête de la Gastronomie, if my French is good, excusez-moi, c'est ça. La Fête de Gastronomie, and you know, that consists of chefs coming in from all, you know, different parts of the world and preparing some nice, beautiful dishes. But our local soiree, our local food was always the main, you know, thing about that. So we're looking forward to seeing all what the, you know, the booths and the people who will be, you know, running like the little small barbecue huts and this, like that, and the other. What all kind of food they will be cooking up today. I'm sure that seafood will be on the top of the list, and we're looking forward to you know, seeing exactly what they have to offer. Of course, we hope that we could show you some footage of some of the preparations that is taking place at Festival Village, the Jocelyn Arnold Festival Village, where the main celebrations of the St. Martin's Day will be taking place. And of course, if you're leaving the house now to go out and to, you know, see what's going on and to take part, make sure you know that you have to actually be, you know, off the road in cul-de-sac by around 11 o'clock, because there's going to be a lot of traffic jam. Officers are going to be blocking different parts and sections of the road. So in order not to get stuck in the traffic congestion, we advise maybe, you know, you don't take those routes to go into Philipsburg. Also in Cold Bay, at this particular moment right now, the celebration of the wreath laying is taking place. So roads are blocked between Cold Bay and the border going into French St. Martin. So since that is actually the thing that is actually really taking place right now, we like to share that information one more time with you about the celebration of St. Martin's Day at the border, how it started, by whom it started. So maybe we could share that video with our viewers right now. Was one of the main spots where you born, and I grew up, I believe, in Cold Bay, where it actually took place for the very first time back in 1949, and we had some of the leaders there who was, as we mentioned, in
Dr. Petit.
Dr. Petit, Claude Loati, and also one of the persons that was, I saw there was also Mr., he was a commissioner of education from Cold Bay back in the time. Can you help me there in the research?
Milton Peters.
Mr. Milton Peters, also one of the persons also there, and he was involved in government along with several other persons who were then Mr. Clem LaVega and all those folks. So the Unity celebration, which started 1949, that's what we're celebrating today. 60 years of unity between Dutch and French St. Martiners. St. Martin itself the reason why they decided, well, we're going to do November 11th, they say, well, because November 11th was discovered by Christopher Columbus, and it was also Armistice Day. They had a little struggle with that day that they wanted to choose because they wanted a day for the people because it was Armistice Day, and it was also a day where they was recognizing around the world the war veterans who were involved in the war.
Yes.
But you know what? Going through some readings in history, I also came across some information where it was, and it is also celebrated as Couples Day. Interesting. Couples Day. So anyhow, as we're about to celebrate our 60th anniversary here, St. Maarten in Retrospect, ladies, I think we're kicking off the official celebration with the church service. So here we see some of the pictures of the wreath laying at the border over there in Colby. And as a young boy growing up over there in Colby, I always look forward to the November 11th St. Maarten Day celebrations because Colby was like a sleepy city. And if they bring the celebration over there, it would
Wake up.
Yeah, very busy, cars going, and it was always, you know, like quite interesting to see all the Marines, the police from both sides of the island, and sometimes at one time or the other, I remember when the army planes just flew over the border, and that was just so nice. And one of the things that made me say, well, you know, I want to really join the army, and I got an opportunity to do that, not bragging, but you know, it started from right there. So over at the border there in French St. Maarten, that's, go ahead.
What I understand about the importance of this road as well is that it's also called, at least in the past, it was more so called Union Road.
Correct.
And the reason why it was called Union Road, it's still called Union Road, but now we have renamed it to certain things. On the French side as well, it's called Bellevue. That's a beautiful name, but traditionally it was called Union Road because it was a road that united.
Of course, that's the border monument that takes place over on the celebration that takes place over at the French side of St. Maarten, and we share that particular information with you because that's actually what is actually taking place right about now over at the border in French St. Maarten, the celebration of the 66th anniversary of St. Maarten, and we're here at St. Maarten in Retrospect, really happy to bring it to you here live from Philipsburg Focus Forward Studios, and of course our program in part brought to you by CCG, along with Maria Chamont with me here this morning. I just love to see her smile. I wish I had a wonderful, beautiful smile like that, you know. Anyhow, again, happy birthday to all those celebrating birthday. Today is a very special day. I mean, you don't have to throw a party because the whole island is actually throwing a party for you and celebrating, and you know, do enjoy your day, and you know, do it in moderation in everything that you're doing today. And of course, be careful out there, all the motorists. I know it's a time you want to go out there and taste a lot of the different rum punches and the guava berries and all that kind of thing like that. Drink in moderation. If you're going to drink, carry somebody with you who is not going to drink because the police say they're not going to smile with you. So just be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. So anyhow, we had one of our oldest citizens, and this is one that I actually really know, celebrating their 104th birthday. Their 104th birthday, and Miss Olive Hodge Wilson. Yes, I believe that's her. Celebrated her 104th birthday in October. I don't know if she's a Libra or a Scorpion, but it was done in, you know, the latter part of October. But I still, anybody who's October, I always say you're a Libra. So Miss Olive, still strong-minded, still going strong. And we had a little chit-chat with her when she celebrated her 100th birthday. and she told us, shared some information with us from back in the good old days, because we thought, wow, 104 years, she really does have a lot of stories to
Definitely.
tell. We was quite excited. We wanted to hear from how it used to be back in those days, 100 years. I mean, I have to give her a big round of applause and say
I
happy
join you.
birthday and things like that, because
Happy birthday to Miss
104 years old.
A lot of
Anyhow,
history.
we'll have to share. We would definitely want to share that information with you, because she definitely have a lot of information about St. Maarten back in the good old days. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Miss Olive Hodge during her 100th birthday celebration. Elton Richardson for St. Maarten in Retrospect. On this here St. Martin's Day, we have the opportunity to speak to Ms. Olive Doris Hodge Wilson, and she is 97 years old, as a matter of fact, yes, ladies and gentlemen, and one of St. Martin's oldest citizens. Welcome to the program, St. Maarten in Retrospect. A happy St. Martin's Day to you. Want to wish you all the best. Let's start off with the first question to you. What was it like living back in St. Maarten during your younger years growing up?
Well, living back in my younger days, it was nice to live in St. Maarten. We were a friendly group of people, and everybody lived in unity. And if you get up in the morning and you just only have a guilder, you could go and get food. We didn't have no problem living in St. Maarten. You could get something to eat. They had a fisherman there coming with the fish, Mr. Clarence and Roy. You could go get a 5-cent fish. Things was nice and smart. We lived in unity one with the other. Neighbors lived loving and kind. It was a very loving group of people living here in St. Maarten. And I love St. Maarten very much.
What were some of the things that you would do as children, as teenagers, growing up here in St. Maarten to keep you occupied? Because we know, like back in the 1944s, back in the 1950s, things was very quiet here in St. Maarten. What you would do for fun and entertainment and enjoyment and laughter? What was there to do?
Well, they didn't have much things doing, but we would make our own things, because, for instance, if you made birthday at a certain age, your family, the family would invite you. We'd have an ice cream party. You know, ice cream wasn't something that we get very often here. So you go to the afternoon about 6 o'clock. You go and we have an ice cream party. Now, I don't know if you know how the ice cream used to be made. We used to have it ice in a jar, and you had to be turning and turning and turning to make ice cream. And that's what we used to have. Those are the things we used to do when we grew up. And on Easter Monday, maybe you pack a basket to go to the beach. That time we had a nice, lovely beach in town there. You go there. Or you go somebody's friend in the countryside and you spend the day there. But we didn't have night shows and so like today.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they had people who used to have dancing and so, but I can't tell you much of that. But we as the town folks, we used to have our own thing to keep up our own style. Because if you go to a party 6 o'clock, by 7 o'clock you have to be back home. Because the thing is late if you look on the road. So we have our own activities. And we had a lovely beach here that we used to have it for our own self to go down there and have a good time.
Now, you grew up in Philipsburg, in town.
Yeah.
And I hear you mention about a beach. So that means like you would go to the town beach. What were the folks over the hill, since I'm being Cold Bay? Would they come into town or?
Well, you know,
you go over there?
Well, in those days when I was there, we knew Simpson Bay, but it was not the Simpson City of today.
Mm-hmm.
We mostly used, I don't remember we going to Simpson Bay to see anything, because I don't know if they had anything down there to see.
Yeah.
Because most of the people that live in Simpson Bay used to do their fishing. So when I was in Cold Bay, They just know it was cool there, but they didn't have no activities there at that time when I grew up here for that.
So Tongue is where all the action took place, where everything happened.
Up on the square there in front of the courthouse, they had a square there. I don't know what you all call it, the water thing.
Yeah,
there.
Saraswati Square.
Yeah. Well, there, when it have anything like a feast there, anything, we go up there and they'll have boat race, grease pole, plat in the pole. The children have little games running up and down the there. It was a very enjoyable time for us as young folks growing up there. In my time, we only had 2 streets. The front street, the back street. And then we had the big salt pond. We didn't have no streets. We didn't have this amount of cars. We didn't have the kind of stores we have. We didn't have supermarkets. We didn't have all of those things as we have today. So St. Maarten now is a modern St. Maarten to when I grew up in it. Much different. When the fishermen come in town, you have to go up street there on the fish thing to catch your fish. Now you go in the supermarket to buy fish.
Okay.
So they're not the same. We had the people used to come from the countryside selling in their trays with their peas and their potatoes and things. Everything now is the supermarket. In my day, we know nothing about supermarket. We know that the lady coming from Colombia, Rambo, French Quarter, she come in and she's selling her stuff. She stopped by you and she stopped by you. That's the way we live. And those days when I was here, we didn't have the luxurious things as today.
A St. Martin Day celebration, did it exist then?
No, we didn't know nothing about St. Martin Day. We know Queen's birthday.
All right.
Queen's birthday was a day that used to celebrate. I think in the first it was in August and after it went to April because in my time they used to celebrate Wilhelmina. And as children we used to have to go to sing by the governor, which they don't do no more. You dress up in your white dress with your orange sash or whatsoever, red, white, and we go and we sing in front of the government building, the school, the 2 schools, which was the St. Joseph School and the Orange School, and I guess maybe other schools that was out on the old day and Simpson Bay and on the hill and so. Maybe they used to join, I don't know, but we in town used to go there and sing. And then the governor there at the time would give us a day off. And that would be our holiday for the time being. Then when we done that, and you go back to school and you get your little bag of sweets, which was not the sweets of today. We had the sugar babies and the sugar cakes and sweet breads, and those are the kind of things we used to get. We will go home, change our clothes, come back up to the square to enjoy the rest of it. The most thing in St. Maarten for Queen Mother was horse race. I can't tell you exactly where the horses used to run at that, they are not, because that place is completely changed. They used to take the road to Suffolk Garden, it's called Blomondale or something. And the horses, and that was something that everybody, French and Dutch, used to take part in. Very nice. And then another big ship we had was the salt, where the salt used to pick. We had 2 nice salt lots here. One was uptown, in the surrounding there where they got the Windward Island Bank and so I guess. And the next one was just below where I used to live. The people used to pick their salt and so there. At a time when the boats or the schooners, whatever they were, used to come in and take away the salt. And that, because the ladies used to bring the salt from the pond, where the gentlemen come in with the salt on their head of the tray, and they carried up in the big salt lots we had. And then it will come a time when they ship it out, and they hold in the bags with the salt, and they'll pull them up, and then they had a cat with bowls, take it down to the beach. And from there, the little boys, wherever they are, they go there and they carry to the boats that that's going to take it out to the ships. We had cultivation here, you know. The people used to have their animals. They had the people coming selling the potatoes, the sweet potato, the yam, the tanya seed. All those things we had here. I don't remember we feeling hungry. We had them here. And you know, you just had to have the food because we didn't have no problem with gas and nothing, you know. You had 3 rocks. And if you ain't got a coal pot, you got 3 rocks.
You 3 rocks, you take some couple of sticks to make a little fire, put your pot on top of it, and you cook outside.
You cook outside. That was in my day. And if you happen, let's say you wanted something built and you ain't got enough money or anything, the friends or whoever you have come and give a hand, you know.
Yeah.
They put on a big kerosene pan of soup. And you know what they're telling you with it, you know?
What are they telling you?
You got to have a little bottle of rum.
Okay.
Yeah? A bottle of rum and a big kerosene pan of soup or stew or what? And you got...
And everybody build your house up there, but it's for you.
For you. And there was nothing about, you got to give me $10 and $5 and all this kind of dollars.
Oh, Ms. Olive Hatch there talking about the good old days on St. Martin. The last piece there where she mentioned about when you're going to build your house and you don't have enough money, all your friends will come.
Jollification.
Jollification, right? As if we did this
Jollification.
before. So, well, that's what we would call a jollification. People getting together and going and build a house. So this one might bring food, or you would have to provide,
the food.
And there was the drinks and everything like that, and everybody
The
helped.
rum.
And if you have something to do by your place next week or next month, for sure, you know, I come over because Johnny was there by me last week, and he helped me put up my back porch and my bedroom. So I go by him to make sure put on his roof, put in his window.
Put in the floor.
And she also talked about the salt days. Do you remember the salt days?
I remember
Maria?
the salt pond because my grandmother, my father's mom from Sokagarin, used to work in the salt pond as well, picking salt.
Picking salt.
Yes.
Yes, people pick a lot of salt there. I was always wondering where my mother getting these big clump of salt from. I'm like, that salt, you know. So it's like one day my uncle took me into town and stopped right Long Wall Road over there because the pond was very, you know,
up to the road.
And he said, okay, you want this serious Pappy? Let's get the salt now. He stopped the car and we walk out. That was my best experience in my life, that one that I can never actually really forget. We walk out and we pick up this salt and I'm like, oh, this is how we get the salt. But how we used to, how salt is made, because the pond, the Great Salt Pond and the ocean is very close together. When it meets
through the channel,
you know, and it dries up with the sun. Everything that was fraught and things like that from this, you know, turns into hard clumps of salt from the ocean. And yeah,
we used to say that when the salt is ripening, the pond used to become pink. And then you would see the froth flying all over. Yes, so then you know it is being processed by nature. You know, and then when it's ready, then the workers would go into the pond and with the trees and the kerosene pan, and they would pick the salt. Then they would take it to the salt heap. So they would make a heap, and they would say the salt heap. And from there, it would be bagged and transported to the schooners for export.
I think the last time we had salt pick up there, it was going around Sucker Garden area, and when I heard that some people was up there, you know, like, come see, we got salt. I go up there, and that was the last, and I believe it was during my years working with the radio station back 85, 87, and it was like, wow.
Yes,
know,
in the
so
80s,
I had to go see it.
It was still there.
It was still there.
A part of it.
You know, and one of the things about the salt years here in St. Martin is that you see how they used to pile it up and load it up? The Dutch schooners, when they come here, used to take that salt, because salt back in the years for St. Martin was like gold.
Gold.
It was like gold. It was, you know, the Dutch schooners coming down during all their voyage and fishing and stuff like that used to come collect all that salt. And I believe that's how we get to salt fish now. Because we used to soak, we fish in salt. We had no fridge. They had no refrigeration. In order to keep the fish and things like that good, you had to soak it in salt.
We had we used to say corn.
We had to corn it in salt.
Corn the meat and corn the fish.
And you would put it on top of the roof.
And
in the sun.
Because the salt, at a given moment, it used to melt and become liquid. So then you take out the meat and the fish, you hang it on the line, or you put it on the roof so that it can dry with the sun to cure. That they call it curing
part.
Especially the pork. And then you put it in the brown paper from the cement sacks. You put it back into the pan, and you put it and you cover it over again.
Yeah.
So for it to remain pure and good and continue to cure, every day you put it in the sun, if possible, and then back in the pan again. You want a piece, you just cut it off to make your pea soup, especially the pork, or whatever else you want to do with the meat. And having family members in Curacao and Aruba, you know, some of that was going on in Antigua back in the day to your family members in Curacao and Aruba, so that they can enjoy the corn pork and the corn fish.
Oh, gosh.
From St. Martin.
Yes, sir. Back in the days.
Back in the day.
All right. We're celebrating St. Martin's Day, the 66th annual celebration of St. Martin. At this particular moment, some activities taking place over yonder in Colby. I say over yonder in Colby, over the hill in
over
Colby.
The hill.
And it's going to be quite busy over there at this particular moment. So we're looking forward to getting the videos and sharing, you know, all that historical replaying with you here this morning. St. Martin, past and present. We'd like to go into some information here now with you, where we would like to share some history about St. Martin's past, and hope you enjoy it. St. Martin past and present.
Op de grens van Atlantische Oceaan en Caribische Zee, in de gordel der Antillen, ligt Sint Maarten. En eenzaam, aan een baai, uitgestrekt over een zandrug, de enige plaats, de hoofdplaats, Philipsburg. Vele mensen die hier wonen, worden onderhouden door familieleden die werken op Curaçao en Aruba. Maar enkelen vinden een bestaan in de visvangst. Dadelijk na aankomst wordt de vangst op het strand verkocht, waarbij sommige klanten de zee ingaan om het eerst aan bod te zijn. Philipsburg telt ongeveer 1000 inwoners van gevarieerde oorsprong. Het bestuur van het eiland ligt in handen van een gezaghebber, boven wiens huis altijd de Nederlandse vlag wappert. Ja, Nederlands is de vlag, maar Engels is de voertaal. Vandaar dat dit gedenkteken, opgericht ter herinnering aan het bezoek van prinses Juliana aan het eiland, een Engels opschrift draagt. Vroeger was de zoutwinning een belangrijke bron van inkomsten. Maar toen deze verviel, heeft men de laatste voorraad tot algemeen gebruik opgeslagen. En van de zoutziederij staan nu nog maar enkele brokstukken overeind. Brokstukken uit het verleden. Een verleden dat nog andere herinneringen naliet. Het Fort Amsterdam met zijn antieke kanonnen. Resten van plantages die hier eenmaal bloeiden en het bestaan verzekerden van vroegere bewoners van Sint Maarten. Maar vergeten is hun werk. Vergeten is de welvaart die hier eenmaal heerste. Vergeten zij die hier geleefd hebben. Maar dit is de toekomst van Sint Maarten. En misschien brengen zij het eiland tot nieuw leven. Het onderwijs wordt met het oog op de heersende taal in het Engels gegeven. De benedenwindse eilanden willen belangrijke afnemers van slachtvee worden. Verschillende grassoorten worden gekweekt ten einde na te gaan welk gras hier het beste gedijen wil. Eenmaal per week komt een bericht uit de buitenwereld. Eenmaal per week heeft men nieuws uit Curaçao. Sint Maarten behoort voor de helft aan Frankrijk. Op dat Franse deel worden paarden gefokt. Paarden voor de races op Jamaica. Eén enkele boom geeft de grens tussen beide delen aan. Zo groot is het wederzijds vertrouwen. In een uithoek ligt de Simpsonbaai. Hier worden kreeften gevangen die geregeld per vliegtuig naar Curaçao gezonden worden. De mensen die hier wonen zijn blanken. Hun oorsprong ligt in het duister. En doordat ze steeds in een volkomen afzondering leefden, hebben ze zich nooit met andere bevolkingsgroepen vermengd. Achter de horizon ligt Saba. De geregelde verbinding met dat eiland wordt alleen per zeilschip onderhouden.
And of course, you're watching St. Maarten in Retrospect here this morning. I'm Elton Richardson along with Maria, Shimon, and we're sharing some pleasant memories here with you this morning about St. Maarten Pass. And I'm looking back into the history of St. Maarten. There's a whole lot of celebration planned.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see a couple of things there in that video about St. Maarten that you have some comments on?
Oh, yes. The fish. Simpson Bay being the fish village back then.
Always has
that
been.
That was where the people from Cold Bay would go, and even from Philipsburg or from Great Bay Town would go and get their fish. And in those days, the fish was sold by the strap. So we would say a strap of fish. and that would cost like a guilder. Or
What?
a guilder 50
So
for,
cheap?
So cheap, and there were many fishes hanging on that strap. The strap was actually made from what we would call the fiber. The fiber leaf they will
Yeah.
strip, and they would pull out the strands, and they would make the strap and string the fish on the strap.
Yeah, and I thought that used to be like so amazing. Like today now we get the red snapper and we get the horns, and we could go and say, okay, I only want the red snapper. No, that fisherman, he used to make sure that you don't leave all the fish that ain't so good and things like that in heat pot. So he used to fix them up.
They fix the strap.
You get different type
And
of
then you
fish
choose which
mix up.
strap you want then.
And you go with your fish that used to be like so good. There's another scene that he mentioned that you know, L.B. Scott back in those days used to breed a lot of horses and things
for
like
the
that here.
race.
So those horses they used to ship to St. Kitts and
Jamaica.
to Jamaica, as the gentleman, the narrator there mentioned in that particular movie. And we also used to ship like the grass, the hay for the horses also to Curacao. A lot of information there that we thought that was so interesting. And when we saw this video, we had to grab it and say, well, you know, I hope the producers don't mind in sharing it with you here this morning. St. Martin's Day, the celebration flying into high gear at this particular moment. The wreath laying ceremony is just about over. We'll have some videos to show you from that here on our program this morning. Just want to remind you again, our program is brought to you by the Cultuurfonds Caribische Gebied. And we appreciate that very much. We thank them very much for reaching out and supporting our live broadcast, supporting the history of St. Martin, the culture of St. Martin, the people of St. Martin. Of course, you know, this St. Martin's Day celebration is about unity and oneness of the people, one island, one people, one destiny, even though we are French and Dutch, don't speak in English much. And the reason for that is because on both sides of the island, we have families, you know, living on the Dutch side, families living on the French side. So it's like one island, one people, one destiny. And we'd like to thank and say blessings to Mr. Lino Hatch, our musician artist who came up with that version, who came up with a beautiful song. One island, one people,
St.
one
Martin
destiny.
is my
St.
home.
Martin is my definitely beautiful home. There's going to be lots of speeches and such like that taking place later this evening, and that's the annual traditional, you know, speeches by the local politicians and leaders of the government, you know, and, you know, assuring the people that, you know, they're working on in their best interest in they would advise the people on some of the things that they're actually really looking forward to, the cooperation between the islands and etc. like that. This morning, they gathered at the Government Administration Building. Later on this evening, they would be also at the Government Administration Building, where they would present a toast, where they would be addressing the people after the cultural manifestation, which is scheduled to go all the way up to 11:45 in the p.m. So there's no going home tonight unless you gotta work tomorrow. But anyhow, we had a few messages of congratulatory messages from some of our local leaders, and we'd like to share that with you now from 3 of our local leaders this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy 66th St. Martin's Day.
Yes.
Coming from MP La Vega. And
MP Roseburg.
Have a great day. We have a lot of festivities. There's a parade. There's lots of things going on. We hope to see you somewhere on the road.
I'm in the parade, looking out for you, Doctor.
Yes.
Happy St. Martin's Day to everyone. I wish everyone a safe, enjoyable, and peaceful day. Look forward to seeing everyone to the cultural parade coming on to the festival later on. I stay back at the activity for a while.
Happy St. Martin's Day to Swahilian people. I hope you enjoy today. I hope you have fun today. I hope you embrace our many cultures. And I hope you just let people know who we are today and indulge in who we are to set that tone for years to come. Happy St. Martin's Day.
And those were MP Dimad Labega, there was MP Grisha Maarten, and MP
who was the other one?
Miss Roseberg, yes, Shamira Roseberg there, greeting the people of St. Martin. And they looked like they were having fun.
I would think so. They look so. It's a day of fun.
And the way they were dressed too as well. I'm like, wow, did you see MP Dimar with his whole sash and thing like that? It's his grandfather, as a matter of fact, that was part of the forming and the organizing of his grandfather, his father.
No, his grandfather.
His grandfather.
Dimar is grandfather.
That's
Mr.
right. He
Labega.
is the son of Erno Labega.
Yes,
that's
it's Erno's
right.
son.
My bad, my mistake. My apologies. Yes, but I know there was a connection. Dimar. So his father was involved in politics many, many years ago. I think he was one of the founders of the Democratic Party back in the days.
The grandfather.
The grandfather. And Dimar now like stepping into his walking into his shoes, into his footsteps. And they're quite excited this morning, as just like all of us, as we get ready to celebrate St. Martin's Day. Well, I can't wait to see what's happening.
I'm excited
on the
about
outside.
later.
I going definitely be joining Tamara Groeneveld, this morning also as well, because I know for St. Martin's Day, you have to look out for her. She also have her tarts and her little goodie bags and everything like that for St. Martin's Day. So look out for her. At the festival village, and make sure you grab some of those things for St. Martin's Day. I wanted to share just a little something here with you. And do you notice? I don't know if the camera can pick it up. This is the courthouse. The courthouse built by Mr. John Phillips back in 1793. And the courthouse was used for many of things. Can you help us? The post office used to be here, located at the courthouse, and also the
finance department.
The finance department too, as well.
From the lands.
Yeah, it was
back
also
in the day, federal finance department.
It was also used for a lockup center, lockup place, like a little jail. If you behave bad or if you have too much intoxication or anything like that, they would have the jail, because it was just somewhere around here that you used to have to park. You had to walk. Today they go to the other entrance to do the court cases, the courthouse. And she went through many different renovations, through many of different things. I got this from a lady by the name of Carty. She's a Carty. She's right from foot of the tongue, John Carty's sister. You remember her? She used to work in the post office.
Josefa.
Josefa? Okay. Hi, Josefa. So we seen it there on screen, and the courthouse went through many of different phases. And remember, you used to have a cross on the top. And now today we have a pineapple, on the roof, on the top of the roof right here. And I would advise you to go and look into the Google map, because I just didn't have the opportunity to do it. So this is our courthouse, which was built in 1793. A replica of it, the courthouse post office, and how it came from actually produced in Curacao. You remember those days when we used to get those little small Curacao houses, and inside of it there would be a little rum.
That's where that came from.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking.
Exactly.
I remember there was something like that. Yes, yes.
So this is our courthouse. I thought I would just share that with you, because this is something that dates back from a very long time ago, back in the 70s, 80s, and people used to collect these from the Curacao it was Curacao Liquor Department.
Curacao Liquor.
And they had made this one from St. Martin, the courthouse from Philipsburg. A historical site and a historical monument.
That's something to treasure.
Definitely, she ain't going nowhere.
That's something to treasure. Hello.
Good morning. So, yeah, we're celebrating St. Martin's Day today, and of course, we like to go into some musical entertainment here for you now, as you, those of you that is actually practically maybe staying home and just watching, get ready to prepare your conchs and dumpling and your johnny cake and salt fish. And, well, do enjoy your St. Martin's Day today as we share now some performances from some artists here on St. Martin in Retrospect.
Something that's very special to me. My isle so small and yet so great. Completely surrounded by the sea. Captures every breath of me. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be the place called home. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be the place called home. Picturesque chains of mountains, pearl-like sand by the sea. The wonderful smiles of real people captures every breath of me. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be the place called home. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be the place called home. St. Martin, my native land, my paradise, my home, my country. Forever committed to thee I'll be, 'cause you capture all of me. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be the place called home. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be a place called home. No matter where I go, no matter where I roam, St. Martin, my isle in the Caribbean, will always be a place called home. St. Martin, so beautiful. St. Martin, so wonderful. People friendly and nice and plenty, full of love and a giving nature. Come on all, come on everybody to St. Martin. Here we go. St. Martin, so beautiful. St. Martin, so wonderful. Look at all of the smiling faces, all the children from wonderful places. Come on all, come on everybody to St. Martin. One more time. St. Martin, so beautiful. nice and plenty, full of love and a giving nature. Come on, everybody. Saint Martin. Here we go. Saint Martin, so beautiful. Everybody. Saint Martin, so wonderful. Look at all of the smiling faces, all the children from wonderful places. Come on, everybody. Saint Martin. A little sweeter, Saint Martin. A little softer, Saint Martin. A little louder, Saint Martin.
Saint Martin is a friendly island. Saint Martin is a unique island. Friend side and dot side, the only island like this. A governor, president, the only island like this. Collectivity and parliament, the only island like this. Saint Martin
is a friendly island. Saint Martin is a unique island.
Friend side and dot side, the only island like this. A governor, a president, the only island like this. Collectivity and parliament,
the only island like this.
Saint Martin, Saint Martin.
It's a friendly island.
Oh yes, Saint Martin.
It's a unique island.
Friend side and dot side, the only island like this. A governor, a president, the only island like this. Collectivity and parliament, the only island like this. There are many
nations on this island.
Look at them, there are many nations
on this island.
Just walk down
Front Street and back street.
Oh, and you will see visit the
Marigo Market.
and you will see visit the schools and our churches, and you will see Saint Martin.
It's a friendly island.
Saint Martin.
It's a unique island.
Friend side and dot side, the only island like this. A governor, a president, the only island like this.
Collectivity
And parliament, the only island like this. I say the only island like this. Oh yes, the only island like this. Saint Martin.
island like this.
Oh yeah, the only island like this. Like this.
When Dolly hear them sound the drum, up she jumps and she hollers, here I come. When Dolly hear them sound the drum, up she jumps and she holler, here I come. 'Cause she's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. When Dolly go into a turn, old man jump and the eyes begin to burn. When Dolly go into a turn, old man jump and the eyes begin to burn. 'Cause she's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. Don't stop when Dolly take a fall, Dolly Dawn gonna have herself a ball. Don't stop when Dolly turn a fall, Dolly Dawn gonna have herself a ball. 'Cause she's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. She's gonna dance, she's gonna sing, she's gonna cause the rafters to ring. Dolly Dawn.
Old man, come lend me your horse. I ain't seeing the old man there. Oh, look him there. Poor old man,
he sent me a kiss. And if it throws me, I'll write it again. Old man, come lend me your horse. Old man, and if he throws me, I'll write it again. Old man. 1, 2, 3. Charlie Bembe, no dingere, no younger soul. Charlie Bembe, no dingere, no younger soul. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no wash he foot. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no wash he foot. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no comb he head. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no comb he head. Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no wash he foot. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no wash he foot. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no comb he head. Charlie Bembe, he went to town and no comb he head. Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, what's up? Charlie Bembe, what's up? Zoom zabale, jabale zabalele. Zoom zabale, zabale zabalele. Zoom zabale, zabale zabalele. Zoom zabale. Zoom zabale, catch him as he go and catch him on his sofa. Zoom zabale, catch him as he go and catch him on his sofa. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, catch him as he go and catch him on his sofa. Zoom zabale, catch him as he go and catch him on his sofa. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, catch him as he go and catch him on his sofa. Zoom zabale, catch him as he go and catch him on his sofa. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zabale, zabale. Zoom zabale, zoom zabale.
This thing, what a funny thing that caused the young girl's sorrow. Tell me you love me do. Come do on my shoulder. Tell me you love me do. Come do on my shoulder. This thing, what a funny thing that caused the young girl sorrow. Tell me you love me do. Come do on my shoulder. Tell me you love me do. Come do on my shoulder.
Oh, Manoa Sela. Oh, Manoa Sela. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I dig out your eyeball. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I dig out your eyeballs. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Oh, Manoa Sela. Oh, Manoa Sela. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I pull out your false teeth. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I pull out your false teeth. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Oh, Manoa Sela. Oh, Manoa Sela. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I mash on your big toe. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I mash on your big toe. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Oh, Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. Leave me alone before I dig out your eyeballs, pull out your false teeth, mash on your big toe. Manoa Sela, you better leave me alone. What's she probably?
Hear what Bromley tell the girl, you never go down Bell Plain out of me. You hear what Bromley tell the girl, you never go down Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you'll never see a Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you'll never see a Bell Plain out of me. You hear what Bromley tell the girl, you never go down Bell Plain out of me. You hear what Bromley tell the girl, you never go down Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you never see a Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you never see a Bell Plain out of me. You hear what Bromley tell the girl, you never go down Bell Plain out of me. You hear what Bromley tell the girl, you never go down Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you never see a Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you never see a Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you never see a Bell Plain out of me. Out of me, out of me, you never see a Bell Plain out of me. Out of order.
Do you know Mr. Jambole? Bim bam. That man from Colombia. Bim bam. He owes me $1 bill. Bim bam. He owes me for something. Bim bam. You ever hear he trust before? Bim bam. You ever hear he love before? Bim bam. He jump on he jackass back. Bim bam. He throw over he right foot. Bim bam. He throw over he left foot. Bim bam. He shake he head. Jigga lega lega. Bim bam. He shake he back. Jigga lega lega. Bim bam. He shake he waist. Jigga lega lega. Bim bam. Oh oh. Jigga lega 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 lega. Bim bam. Oh oh. Jigga lega 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 lega. Bim bam. Do you know Mr. Jambole? Bim bam. That man from Colombia.
Bombay. Bim bam. He owes me $1 bill. Bim bam. He owes me for something. Bim bam. You ever hear he trust before? Bim bam. You ever hear he love before? Bim bam. He jump on the jackass back. Bim bam. He jump on a Ruby head. Bim bam. He jump on Rudy's foot. Bim bam. He shake his head, shake a leg, bim bam. He shake his butt, shake a leg, bim bam. He shake his waist, shake a leg, bim bam. He shake his leg, shake a leg, bim bam. The other leg, shake a leg, bim bam. Shake a leg, bim bam. Oh oh, shake a leg, bim bam. Do you know Mr. Jambule? Bim bam. Marigold Colby. Yeah. Marigold Colby. Yeah. Go ahead, you got it. Yeah. Yeah.
We celebrate
Sweet Saint Martin. We celebrate Sweet Saint Martin. We celebrate Sweet Saint Martin. We celebrate Sweet Saint Martin.
Central Garden Gibbs Bay.
Yeah.
St. James Happy Bay.
Yeah.
Grand Cross Cold Bay.
Yeah.
Philipsburg and Marigold.
We celebrate Sweet Saint Martin. 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 We celebrate Sweet Saint Martin.
And here we are back. We celebrate, we celebrate, we celebrate St. Martin. St. Martin's Day today. We're celebrating St. Martin's Day, and I'm telling you, the island in a mood of celebration. 66 years. I think that's a milestone. Don't you
It
think,
is a
Maria?
milestone.
Oh, wow. We're looking forward to all the activities that is actually going to be taking place today.
And it's a lot, so
the
we're gonna be
cultural manifestation.
hopping.
Yeah, you got to be all over
We
the
gotta be
place today.
hopping.
It's like, so, well, we're looking forward to the cultural manifestation. And I believe that cultural manifestation will consist of the number of indigenous cultures and, people living on the island. Because I thought the last time we had, the many different nationalities performing live on stage. I thought that was great, seeing everybody coming together, uniting as one people, one island, one destiny going forward. And I'm definitely inviting you on behalf of the government, if I may say, to be a part of these celebrations. Come out tonight, be a part of the cultural celebrations. 12 o'clock. The traffic is going to be uptight on the L.B. Scott Road, and up on the L.B. Scott Road, they're going to be starting with the cultural parade. We're also looking forward to that, taking place in the next 2 hours and such like that. And boy, there's so many things taking place here for St. Martin's Day that it's not a time to stay home. It's a time to go out, have
Come
fun,
out and
enjoy
celebrate.
yourself. Most definitely. We had bush tea and we had this, that, and all kind of thing like that.
We are waiting the Johnny cake still.
Mm-hmm. So I have my daughter. Yeah, that's coming up next. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I have my daughter Zaida Richardson right now in the garden with Miss Rita Duzong, and she's going to be showing us like some of the various bushes and bush tea and everything like that. Where we talked about earlier that we St. Martiners used to use and that we drink and we make with tea from and we enjoy. So if we have that video on standby, I see my production manager is giving me like a thumbs or something like that. And let's go through that.
You've been there when my days were dark. No one to call. I followed my heart back to you. And even though we're feeling powerless, I'm trying my best to do my best. could get the pain that she put you through. If you need a shoulder to cry on, I'll hold ya. Need a bed to lay on, I will loan ya. Checking out my neighbor like, yo, hold on, you're too strong. It's been like a week since I heard from my mama. Trying to find peace, but it's been a tough summer. I cannot breathe knowing that you are fine now. Looking at me, looking back like what? How can this be? This is deep, it's a cut. But we were eyes on, surrounded by love. And I know it's hard, I know it's a lie. Just know I'll always have your back. There was a time and there was a place. It takes one man to make the change. I'm first in line and you know my face. It won't go fast, but it in a race. Like, oh, hand in hand, and we can do it. Cover the truth like ooh, I won't give up though. We won't give up on you. No, 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 no. We won't give up. We won't give up on you. We won't give behave as one. You've been there when my days were dark. No one to call. I followed my heart back to you. And even though we're feeling powerless, I'm trying my best to do my best. And I hope that you would feel this too. Cause no one could get the pain that she put you through. If you need a shoulder to cry on, I'll hold ya. Need a bed to lay on, I will loan ya. Checking out my neighbor like, yo, hold on. Just don't give up. No, 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 no. It's been like a week since I heard from my mama. Trying to find peace, but it's been a tough summer. I cannot breathe knowing that you are fine now. Looking at me, looking back like what? How can this be? This is deep, it's a cut. But we were eyes on, surrounded by love. And I know it's hard, I know it's a lie. Just know I'll always have your back. There was a time and there was a place. It takes one man to make the change. I'm first in line and you know my face. It won't go fast, but it in a race. Like, oh, hand in hand, and we can do it. We will make it through, you know it. Drawing from the well, walls caved in, no roof. Blind to cover the truth, like, ooh, I won't give up though. We won't give up on you. Give
that, of course, was Chantal Richardson and My Island in the Sun, her song. And before that, the group that you saw was led under the direction of Miss Clara Reyes from down at Sinsom Bay. That was recorded back in 2023, I believe that was. We're grateful for their contribution and all the artists' contribution towards our programs in Maarten in Retrospect. I'm sure you enjoyed all that jollification, those nice, beautiful songs there as well. Hey, look, listen, hit us up on Facebook.
Culture.
Hit us up on Facebook. Share with your other friends. Let them know that St. Maarten is celebrating its 66th annual
St. Martin's
Day celebration, and we're looking forward to having everyone join us here for St. Martin's Day. And you know what about so nice about St. Martin's Day today? We have about 4 ships in, and they were telling me about 5 ships. 5 ships. It's gonna be busy out there. It's nice to have the tourists celebrate with us on this St. Martin's Day, our culture, our history, the unity of our people, one island, one people, one destiny. And we've been here since this morning at around 7 o'clock. Some of the other guys say they've been here from 5 o'clock. We appreciate it very much. It's to get ready and to prepare this broadcast. Good morning to the folks over there at TV 15 carrying our broadcast live, and of course at TV Carib as well. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for carrying our broadcast. But like I say, we've been here since this morning. We had our bush tea, but I think it's now for us to have our Johnny cakes. And of course, we look forward to the Johnny cakes during St. Martin's Day celebration. And, you know, we're going to talked with our chef who brought in some nice, beautiful Johnny cakes. I'm going over to meet him. His name is Lennox Fleming. We call him Lenny. And let's go over to meet him there from Fleming's Cafe. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dun, 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 dun. And how are you doing this morning? Good to see you, Mr. Fleming.
Nice to have you with us.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see food. Oh, Mr. Alvin, JP, John. John said, hey, look, listen, you know, you gotta you gotta get food, you know, you gotta get food. And I'm like, boy, hey, St. Martin's Day and stuff like that. How are we gonna get that? Anyhow, so we're here with Mr. Lennox Fleming. He's from Fleming's Cafe. They are located down in Cahill at the Raoul Illich Sports Complex and things like that. They open from in the morning for breakfast, lunch. They close at anywhere 4 o'clock, but you can call them for special arrangements, special food, special dinners. Famous for the slow cooked oxtail, the shrimps and cream sauce and everything like that. This morning he prepared a special for us. We called him yesterday. Late notice, you know. Late notice, we call him. We say we want this and we want that. We want some Johnny cakes and we want some fish. And he prepared it here for us. Come see how this thing look now. Come see how this thing look. This thing looks nice. Doesn't this look nice?
Delicious.
Golden, you know, fried Johnny cake. And what we like, the story about the Johnny cake. First of all, good morning and happy St. Martin's Day to you. Tell us what we have here. Tell us what we have here, Chef. Tell us what we have here.
Good morning, guys. This what we have here is our locally fried Johnny cakes with a little bit of coconut milk.
Ooh.
Yes. Our green salad and our saltfish. This is what we have for St. Martin's Day.
What? We have that for breakfast.
That's
like Fleming's Cafe have that for St. Martin's Day. Are we open or what we?
No, we're not open today, unfortunately.
So how we could get you this gold? How we could get these Johnny cakes today? But you did it special for me. I'm telling you.
We do this mostly on Saturdays.
On Saturdays.
We try to stay close to our local roots. Closer to the weekend.
You know, we have to test the Johnny cakes, right? Okay, let me see. All right, it's nice, it's soft and fluffy. You like that?
It looks really delicious.
It smells good. Why they coconut milk?
Gives it a nice flavor.
Give it a nice flavor. Okay, we're gonna see now. The bite went too nice.
Smooth.
So that's about a Johnny cake,
That's right.
The bite Well
done, well done.
That's a thumbs up for that one.
Thank you.
Good boy, Maria.
Are you ready yet?
You ain't ready yet? You don't like to eat on TV and things like that. She just come from, Colombia.
I'm watching my lips.
She watching her lips. Oh, her lips stink. Okay. So anyhow, these nice fluffy Johnny cakes, you could get them by Fleming's Cafe and Island Flavors. They're located down at the Raoul Illich Sports Complex. This is the salad that he have there because salad is what keeps
it goes
you
with
young.
it. Yes, it's healthy.
And salt fish. Now, I have to turn up the salt fish, take that out because I want to see the salt fish. Oh my gosh, look at her. Folks,
and it smells good.
All right, so that's the saltfish right there. We're gonna lick down on that later. I don't know what you're doing back home, and I don't know what you're doing, wherever it is like that. The story about the Johnny cakes.
Yeah, well.
Do you know the story about the Johnny cake? Who can share the story about the Johnny cake for me?
Sure, Lenny, can you?
Well, I can start it. You finish it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's roll it.
Okay, strategy.
So the story I heard from my mom with the Johnny cakes, it started as journey cakes.
Mm-hmm.
It started as
a young lad.
Yeah, with the long journeys over the sea.
Mm-hmm.
They would prepare these special bread that would last throughout the journey, and that's what they would eat.
Oh, okay.
To keep them going.
Okay. The Johnny cake. So now you have to finish.
Well, it was about a lad where his mom prepared him these special bakes to take on his journey. And that's why we would say Johnny cake, but it's not a Johnny cake. No. It's actually journey cake, going on a journey. And that was the journey of the young lad. And his mother prepared him that breakfast.
Okay. In my version is the Johnny cake. We not call it Johnny cake today. We call it Johnny cake. It's a Johnny cake. We call it Journey cake. And this is what the wife, the mom, or anybody would prepare for you when you're going on a journey. Like you're going to work, you're going off to work, or you're going off to do far away and stuff like that. So you have your Johnny cake, and the Johnny cake, you can fill it with a whole lot of stuff.
Anything that you
put
wish.
in your ham.
Our Dutch cheese.
Or you can put in your Dutch cheese.
Sorry, that's very famous.
The Dutch cheese is definitely gotta go in here. But what we like is when we put in a pong of saltfish. Or we put in, we salad and things like that. Wow, this Johnny cake is nice and beautiful. We love it and things like that. Tell us a little bit about Fleming's Cafe.
Fleming's Cafe was established about 15 years ago between my niece, myself, and a friend of mine. It's been a journey, a long journey, very difficult, but I love what I do. I enjoy it. I guess that's the key for sticking with it for such a long time. You have to enjoy what you do.
Yes, exactly.
And you can't stick with the same thing. It gets boring after a while. You gotta keep it exciting, keep it, spicy.
Well, this food definitely looks exciting. This food here definitely looks...
Oh, yes. I put a lot into the food, making it look scrumptious. I believe in what we do at Fleming's Cafe. I believe in our flavors. But the key thing is to feed through the eyes, because that's where people start to eat.
That's right.
Through the eyes.
Through the eyes, most definitely.
Like me, watching the Johnny cake in
your
hand. Well, you gotta mess with my lips.
Look, there's plenty for all of us. There's plenty for you to have and things like that. So make sure you enjoy the Journey cake. One of St. Johnny cake, chicken leg, and Johnny cake, chicken leg. But today we're not having
chicken leg.
Chicken leg.
Chicken leg.
Today we're having Johnny cake. We're going to stick it up a little 5-star.
Kick it up
higher, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Thank you very much for coming in. And tell us about the restaurant, opening hours, where we could find you again and stuff like that.
Okay, so for now, we're just opening back. We're open at from 10 to 4 daily, Monday to Saturday. As we go along, hopefully in December we'll be open more for breakfast and dinner. You can get me on phone 588 or on Facebook. We do catering, we do private function, and the food is good.
And I can vouch for that. The food is definitely good over there at Fleming's Cafe. Give him a big round of applause for coming through for us there. Such short notice, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you,
Lennox Fleming from Fleming's Cafe. And you can check him out from Wednesday. Because he opened Wednesday, right? Yeah. Over at Fleming's Cafe. And check him out for lunch. Check him out for early morning breakfast and things like that, or even late afternoon lunch over at Fleming's Cafe. Island flavors definitely waiting and available over there at the Raoul Illich Sports Complex in Cahill. Famous for the slow cook oxtail. They have the creamy garlic shrimp. They have fry and steam snapper. That whole works over there. Everybody does good on there for the little food, so we're looking forward to seeing you going on there and supporting Fleming's Cafe. Lenny, thanks very much for coming through. Thanks very much for assisting, and a happy St. Martin's Day to you. All the best.
Thank you for having me. Same to you.
Happy St. Martin Day, Lenny.
Same to you.
St. Martin in Retrospect, we're here live from Focus Forward Studios in Philipsburg. Focus Forward Studios, one of the latest television production, video production companies here on St. Martin, located in Sea Palace right here in Philipsburg. So if you're looking for a company to produce your videos, to produce your photos, to produce your television show, to produce your video show, make sure and check them out right here at Sea Palace on Front Street, Philipsburg, St. Martin. Continuing with our celebration of St. Martin's Day here this morning, and right about now we would like to
cultural parade.
Well, the cultural parade is set for like a few minutes from now. People are actually getting ready to go over there. So one of the celebrations observing St. Martin's Day is the cultural parade. We'd like to show you some scenes from the cultural parade and share that with you. Here it is, St. Martin in Retrospect.
Blaster! Remember this one?
Happy, blessed Unity St. Martin Day.
Master Blaster! Remember this one? Just like that. To all those presents. Check this one here. Early one morning, I saw some people gathering. So I stepped a little closer to see what was happening. As I approached the scene, I saw someone acting mean. I want to tell the other who can do it better. Still feeling the show everywhere we go. Cause when told one could now see them people shouting their wild. Why? The session violent. Why? Cause when told one could now everybody jumping their wild. Why? The session prior. Why? Any people watch out behind the rolling toes. But look for one thing, mash up the best of wrestle and we give it the best. Cause when we play, we causing no confusion. Cisco want to pop up on them. Ray want to lay up on them. Post mouth, passe, they say they really love me. Oh, this one to stood up for them. It's chant and plenty rhythm. Those man, ah oui. Don't she passe? Work your body. Melody passe. Work your body. Up, down, passe. Work your body. Same beat and passe. Work your body. You put your left hand, right hand, two hands in the air. Just work that body. Just work that body. You put your left hand, right hand, two hands in the air. Just work that body. Just work that body. Mash up the rhythm. Mr. Cox, you bring.
St. Martin Day celebrations taking place right here in Sunshine City, St. Martin, and wherever you're watching us from, we want to say hi, bonjour, goedenavond, bon tardi, fawaka, kamsamida, everything, everything.
You're good, man. You're good.
Here as we celebrate St. Martin's Day today, 66th anniversary, we just saw a little highlights there. We put some music underneath it there for you, but that was from last year.
Last year
some
parade,
excerpts
yes.
Of the cultural parade taking place in about 2 hours from now. Everyone appears to be going over right about now to the
cul-de-sac.
LB Scott Road in right by the baseball park,
By the
Emilio
Jose
Wilson.
Lake.
Yeah, around that time like that. And they're going to be lining up from there, coming into Philipsburg, warning to people with traffic, call your friends and tell them that the roads are going to be blocked off, it's going to be closed off, so they won't be able to drive through that road. If they have to leave St. Peter's now, they have to leave South Reward, now is the time to do it so you could get ahead of the cultural parade, because I understood, and I wonder if you know too, how many troops or groups are going to be in the parade this year?
Over 50.
Over 50?
Over 50.
Gee, that's a lot. That's quite
It's
a lot.
going to be pretty long.
But
beautiful to behold, to enjoy.
Yeah. They all are going to be in different kinds of
cultural wear and performances. Choreography will be taking place, I believe, at the Prince Bernard Bridge. They're going to be doing that there. When they get to that point,
there
will be a performance, a little choreography there for the taping, for the viewers that are unable to, be part of it.
Oh gosh, that's nice.
They'll be able to get a good view.
So if you want to see it, you got to leave home. If you're in St. Peter's cul-de-sac area, you have to leave home now so you could get one parking space, so you could
have
get
a good
ahead
view
of the traffic. You could have a good view of the parade, because I saw it last year also as well, and I was amazed, and I say, this should be Carnival. I said, so hats off to Yume Dumoy and the rest of the crew who has been organizing the cultural parade for the past several years here in St. Martin. The community loves it. You can see how they embrace it, because they go out to see all the different cultural wares and everything like that, and everybody putting a whole lot into it to make sure that their outfit looks
the best,
glamorous and the best. So we're actually really looking forward to the cultural parade. And of course, another thing that we're looking forward to later this evening is the cultural manifestation, which will be taking place at the Jocelyn Arnell Festival Village. And we're looking forward to seeing all what will be taking place at the festival. And we want to invite people to, to come out and to not stay home, go out and be a part of this annual celebration. It's a celebration of the oneness of our people. It's a celebration of St. Martin, one island, one people, one destiny. A celebration which we ought to embrace if you're even not from here, So definitely we're looking forward to all that taking place later on tonight, and of course looking forward to all the explosion of the different cultural foods that is actually going to be on display, from the coconut tart to the guava berry to the pudding to the whole works.
The crabback,
the crabback,
the stuffed Christophine.
Looking forward to that. Oh my gosh, you're making me hungry. The saltfish and the Compton dumpling and the whole works. All that you could get later at Festival Village, and I'm sure all them booths up there are going to be open so that you could go up there and enjoy scrumptious meal. And it's going to be a whole lot of activities actually taking place around the island in Philipsburg, and I'm sure as well as French St. Martin. Let us say a big hello to French St. Martin. Bonjour de la partie française. Tout le monde ça va aujourd'hui. And today, of course, besides the little celebration on the Dutch side with the oneness of St. Martin's Day, there's also the Armistice Day celebration over on the French side of St. Martin. And I'm sure also the wreath laying also took place over there. That usually takes place at the mairie, right in front of the mairie. And as the French government, overseas territorial Département de France, celebrate Armistice Day with, recognizing all the soldiers who fought in the World War to make this world a free world as how it is today. And we hope that it perhaps maybe stays like that for a very long time. We hear about all the other, things, and we see of all the other things that is going on around the island and even close to us here in the Caribbean.
Yes.
And we pray and hope that, we don't have to go through another situation like that again. And hope that there will be peace in the world,
we have to pray
throughout
for peace.
the world. Yeah. Anyhow, here in St. Martin, it's celebration time, St. Martin's Day, and maybe we could tell the folks what else we have coming up and what else we actually have, and we're looking forward to here on Dutch St. Martin, where the whole of the celebrations are actually taking place here on the Dutch side of St. Martin. And Maria, what else are you actually really looking forward to here on St. Martin as we, celebrating St. Martin's Day besides the activities and such like that? I'm kind of put you on the spot there, right?
It's okay. It's okay. I am actually looking forward more togetherness of both sides of the island, because at this event we talk a lot and we do a lot of ceremonial action, but in reality we need to see action within and between the governments, coming more together, more unity, more meetings, more discussions, that would benefit the people of St. Martin.
Most definitely. And that was the whole idea, I believe, when I listened to that interview from Dr. Hubert Petit. That was the whole reason behind it, because he said, we got to have a day for the people of this island, the indigenous people of this island, where we have to keep it going as, I live on the Dutch side, but my family is from the French side. You live on the French side, but my family resides on the Dutch side, and we are one people, and we shouldn't leave anything get in between, dividing our people and our family, because we are one people, we are one island, we are one family, and such like that.
And for that reason, Elton, is where the governments should come together and really show that we are indeed one island, one people, and one destiny. With many things that are taken, even with the health, SZV and those kind of things, they're on one little small island. Instead of us having to travel so far, when you also have the same thing on the French side of the island.
Yeah.
So why don't we cooperate with each other and keep things here that would be in the best interest of our people, when we are talking also, as I just mentioned, about healthcare as an example.
Yes.
One of the examples, which is very important, because you have no wealth without your health.
No.
So why do we have to fly all over the place when we can just cross the border. There's no toll machine there or anything. There's no customs stopping you. You know, let us show more unity in the things and the way we treat each other, the way we cooperate as governments. So not just ceremonial rites today and forget the rest tomorrow.
Yes, most definitely.
Let us remain as a Saint Martin people in love, peace, and unity in everything that concerns and is beneficial to the people of this island.
Well, we've seen some of the press releases and the newspapers, one which came from the Prime Minister of St. Martin, and he were talking about the cooperation, how far they want to take this cooperation and the unity in asking for us to continue with the mindset of uniting as one island, one people, in order to progress, in order to go forward. Well, I'll get back to that. I have to look it, but you know, and we also hear from the président de la collectivité de Parti français de French Saint Martin, where he was also talking about the cooperation between the Dutch and French side. There was also some talks about the signing of some kind of cooperation with regards to Dutch-French St. Martin. I don't want to go and say, well, it's the cross-border pursuit of bad elements, criminal elements and everything like that, but I don't know, maybe it's been scratched, but they already have that in existence already, where the European powers and also Dutch and French Saint Martin works together in terms of border control and such like that. So police officers and gendarmerie can follow any crime, a criminal on both sides of the island. But they have to let each other know that this is what is actually going on. So we're looking forward to hearing those speeches tonight from the various leaders, what exactly they will be saying, what exactly they will be calling for, what exactly they will be telling the people of this beautiful 37 square mile island, and about the cooperation, about the future of our children and children, because they are the ones that have to actually lay the groundworks. The trail has already been set by our ancestors, our forefathers, so it's left up to them, us, you and you and you and you, to make sure that St. Martin continues on the right track for its people and for St. Martin itself. St. Martin has come a long, long way from its salt years. And when we used to produce salt here on the island for industrial and economic purposes.
Correct.
And the salt pond plays a significant role in the history of St. Martin, because people had to work in the salt pond, pick that salt, and if you standing in that salt water for long hours, it burns your feet, and you get sores, you get, know, and it was definitely lots of hard work. So here we have, and showing some pictures of back in the good old days, some folks working in the salt yard. One thing I heard, because I visited Bonaire like several years ago, and JP here, who when we was looking back at these videos, said to me, but they still does that in Bonaire. And I said to myself, wow, we should at least try and see if we could continue to produce salt, because we had a great salt pond, and economic development and everything that came afterwards and things like that. The salt pond just went red on us, and after it died off. But that was the salt pond that was part of our history of St. Martin here. And we were glad to share some of that information there with you if you saw like some of the video. Like right now, we like to introduce a video depicting the history, more history of St. Martin here on St. Martin in Retrospect. Stay with us.
wasn't much he could have bought from that salary.
And it was a strap of fish for 1 guilder. There's about maybe 6 fish on the string, you know, 1 guilder. And so everything was cheap. You get a nice pair of shoes for 10 guilders. You ever hear anything like that? And so it was good. You can live if you know how to, economically.
Het Antilliaanse deel van Sint Maarten, dat zo groot is als Tolen, telt ruim 1700 inwoners, waarvan sommigen een bestaan vinden in de kreeftenvangst.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning.
People use a donkey as means of transportation. We had a donkey, and his name was Belvedere because he came from that estate, and we got him as a young colt, you know, from that estate. And we use him to bring things from town, for example, a bag of sugar, a bag of flour.
It was quiet on the island. Didn't have no cars. If you heard a plane during the day, you'd run, come outside and start looking to see if you saw that plane, because that was something great. And during the hurricane months, if the weather is not right and we are going to get a hurricane or anything like that, we knew it. We didn't have radios and all of that. But you could stay in Sucker Garden or in Philipsburg, and you could hear the sea in Guana Bay, the waves breaking on the shore. It was so quiet. In the classroom, you know, people were poor. And when I say poor, I mean poor. And a good friend of mine lives in St. Peter's, a big man today. He didn't come to school with shoes. He was very poor. And at one point, his mother took him to French Quarter and had a pair of sandals made for him, but from the tire of the car tire. And that was a common thing in those days. You had a pair of sandals made from the car tire, and it was comfortable and good. And he came to school with that. Well, I don't think he wore it to school 2 days. Because the first day at school, he's sitting in the classroom, and again, when the teacher was changing classes, he would sit in the classroom, and then he would hear all of a sudden one of the students in the back, brum, 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 squeak, brum, 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 squeak. So he knew they were teasing him with his car tire sandals. And what he would do after that, he came to school in the morning. When he got to the school gate, he took them off and hid them outside. And, you know, these were all fun days.
Hurry up, man, hurry up, it's late.
Come on.
Ah, man. Get another song.
Put it in, hurry.
Late, man.
Get him. Come on, quick. Get in front. Come on, quick. Come, hurry, man.
Our parents on the island always thought, your fathers always thought that their sons must have a trade. You must be a tradesman. You must be involved. You must have a profession doing something. So they picked me up, and I did the test for technische school, passed it, He shipped me back to Aruba.
Your attention, please. All K-Line passengers with destination Curacao and Aruba, please board the aircraft.
Good luck, Carl, and take care of yourself. Don't forget to work, Carl.
I meet for mama, Tamande, with a couple of chicks, Tamande, I beg her for one, Tamande, she wouldn't give me none, Tamande, and a rich chick, Tamande, I beg her for one, Tamande, and a rich chick, Tamande, I beg her for one, she wouldn't give me none, and you're right, trying to get away one of the children from her, and so those were the games we used to play when we were small.
I used to skip, I used to play taps, I used to play cherry nut. I used to play riding bicycle, catching birds, all like that. So we used to do.
We also set bird traps, pond bird traps at the ridge of the salt pond to catch the pond birds who were eating the midges.
Let's catch some birds. Okay. We'll need 2 sticks, 1 long cord, and some horsehair. Okay, I'll go find sticks. I'll go find the cord and you go find the horsehair. Sure.
And when we finish school, we'll go run quick to the edge of the pond and see how many pond birds we caught. We would catch them, pick them up on the string, bring them home, and you just skin them by pulling the skin off, and we roasted them, and they were well seasoned from being around the pond, so they didn't need any extra season, and we ate them. So it was fun as well as a way of getting something to eat.
Dadelijk na aankomst wordt de vangst op het strand verkocht, waarbij sommige klanten de zee ingaan om het eerst aan bod te zijn.
Kids used to come here in the mornings, and I myself used to be here with my line fishing. There was a pond right over there also. Fish comes straight from the sea inside the pond, jackfish, and we'll go in there and throw our line and catch the jacks, Then we had some folks from Simpson Bay. There's a man from Simpson Bay who were living down the alley there, and his name was Old Joe. And he used to come with his net and throw the net all around. And all the people would come and help him, pull the net. And you see the fish jumping up and jumping up. When the fish realizes that it's coming to land, it jumps on the sand, and everybody trying to grab the fish, and the fish slipping out your hand going.
I used to shoot for the whole island, French on that side. We didn't have cold storage and boats bringing meat and chicken like now. Everything was from the yard, the sea, or the hills. Yes. So the food was fresh food. No one had refrigerator.
And back those days, we eat a lot of fish with corn fungi, sweet potato, cassava. And they used to like to make a lot of dumplings and so. And they used to cook a lot of corn pork and green banana and dumpling and your seed. And then they get the head and the foot from the sheep and they cook a big pan of soup.
I used to put on a pot with seawater to boil and go right there. And by the time I get back with a bucket of wilks, I put them in to boil. That's how many wilks it had. lobster. I used to catch the lobster in my fish pot and crush them and put them back as bait. Now you can't afford that anymore. I mean, we had, at night you go with a torch and we go up on the crawl, and in half an hour, over you have a can bag full of crayfish, lobster, young lobster. There's nothing left, everything gone, everything gone.
One would ask, what did you do for recreation? I'll tell you that in a real St. Maarten way of saying it, we run woman. When you say you run woman, you went looking for girls, having a good time, out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and woke up sometimes without having breakfast and go to work.
On Saturday night, they used to have a dance out there on the swing height. There you could have come and have oldie goldies. And everybody come from all over the corners of St. Maarten, right out there, to dance the oldie goldies.
And you go to these parties, and when the young men come and ask you for a dance, they had to offer you a drink. I don't know if you young men do that now. They had to offer the girls a drink if she danced with them. But if you found a nice partner, a good partner, you dance with that person almost all night, only that one partner.
We played a variety of music. Variety, like I said. We played the Beatles music, the Heartbreakers, we played Beatles music, we played calypso, we played merengue, and calypso, merengue, and rock and roll. And of course the love songs. Because you who were playing music, you couldn't dance at that time while you're playing. But the other guys who were down there dancing, they wanted a little love song every now and again to cuddle with a girl on the dance floor and all of that. So it was a lot of fun.
Yes, if a guy, for example, has serious intentions about a particular girl that he is in love with, he had to write her parents a letter and ask for the girl and visit the home decently, if you please, because the parents wouldn't allow him to sit with the girl alone. They would have to be there sitting too while he's courting the girl, and later on get engaged and then marriage. But the most important question that he had to answer, do you have a house to put her in? You have land? You're working? So the parents have to make sure that their daughter will be taken care of when she gets married or engaged to the guy. He had to provide for her well.
Vroeger was de zoutwinning een belangrijke bron van inkomsten. Maar toen deze verviel, heeft men de laatste voorraad tot algemeen gebruik opgeslagen.
The salt pond was huge. We didn't have the 2 other streets added to town. And in fact, the name of it was the Great Salt Lake. It probably was the biggest among the islands here.
won't take too long.
So the name of it was the Great Salt Lake. But we had more than one salt pond on the island. We had in Marigot and we had in Grand Cas. They used to pick salt too.
Well, my grandparents, they used to go to the salt pond to pick salt. So me and my cousin Celine, we used to go to throw the salt to the salt heap. So when you're going with a pan of salt, they used to count them. So if you throw out 12 pans, they say that's a barrel. So how many barrels we throw for the day? When the weekend come, we get paid for the amount we throw out.
They had other freshwater ponds, yes. They had one in Point Blanche. They had an Atwell Pond by Bobby's Marino. And we have the fresh pond over there. And we had a Red Pond and Oyster Pond, and we had Gibbs Pond, and we had Guanabe Pond. Finch Quarter has ponds. Grand Cas has ponds. Mullet Bay had a pond. I don't know if it's still there. And many ponds it had. Many ponds, yeah.
The water in the ponds used to be different colors, something like the rainbow, and so that was also pretty and very fascinating for us young people to look at. And on Sunday afternoon, after Sunday school, you boys and girls, the teenagers, just walk up there and looking, admiring the salt and so on, admiring the people picking the salt. Yeah, it was nice.
They have all been taken, they fill them in to build, construct houses and business places and whatnot. And they're still filling, they won't stop. They're still filling.
En van de zoutziederij staan nu nog maar enkele brokstukken overeind. Brokstukken uit het verleden. Een verleden dat nog andere herinneringen naliet.
In the early days here, it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. I have memories of good days. There were also sad days. You couldn't have everything, but we had fun. It's sweet St. Maarten now, because there are so many people trying to come here every day, and many of us don't know what we have. And so many are not trying to protect it.
Quite a interesting video, and some of those folks that were sharing those stories with us are not here with us anymore. We saw
Tallboy, Carl Arndell, Jocelyn Arndell, and Miss Evelyn, and Carlson, who's still here with us, thank God.
There was something that Mr. Arnell said that resonated in my mind. Some of us not trying to protect it.
That it really touched me also, because that is the gospel truth. And many times I look around and I see the destruction of what used to be our heritage, and it's no longer there. You know, it's replaced by concrete, just simply destroyed. And in my thoughts, I'm like, as a St. Martiner, we travel. We go to other people's country and we admire their caves, their rocks. We pay money to visit their caves their rocks and their huts. And we have our old buildings and ruins here, and we are not even trying to protect them and, you know, make them something where we can also introduce our visitors and our children, because we focus a lot on visitors, but we need to also focus on the history, that we should bring it and teach it to our children as well. You know, this is what it was before, and let us cherish, let us preserve our history, because it's very important. So as I previously mentioned, we go and we visit other countries, we go in the holes, we look in the caves, and we taking pictures. But what about what we have here? Why can't we protect and also have them pay money and come and visit our ruins, our history, enjoy our history, take pictures there too? You know, so there are many things that can be done. So I'm reaching out right now at St. Martin Day to our governments on both sides. Let us preserve the little now that we have left for the future generation.
And with that, we'd like to just take another look back in the years of St. Martin in this particular slideshow that we have prepared for you here this morning on St. Martin in Retrospect. And of course, in this slideshow that we have also prepared, you will see some of the old-time buildings, some of the things,
the ruins,
the salt pond, and that whole works that made St. Martin what it is today. And if they're ready, we talk about it on one side of the video. Well, the two side is showing us the former government administration building, when it was located on Front Street, one in colored, the other in black and white. In the colored one, I believe what we actually seen there is not only the government administration building, but the Carty's residence
and their store
right next to it, also their store. So some of the pictures in St. Martin in Retrospect that we like to show here with you. Front Street, you remember they had a balcony kind of like hanging over on the government administration building, where we used to, when the royal family would visit, they would stand
on the balcony,
on the balcony, and all the school children would stand up there on Front Street and sing the many different songs for the Queen Juliana. There was also Queen Beatrix. I don't believe we did that there, but
when our former queen visited, she visited as a crown princess with her husband Prince Claus, and we did have the Obada and all of the parades and all of that. The whole works so at that time.
Front Street, Philipsburg, where the on the opposite side, what we had on the opposite side
was the utilities.
The utilities, right?
And El Globo.
El Globo. All right. So there it is. And of course, when all the development started, as far as fishing and everything like that was concerned, the Point Blanche Pier was built. All the Japanese boat that used
1964
to come in, bringing in the fish and such like that. And I do remember that pickup truck, that Ford pickup truck vividly. That used to move around the island a whole lot. I don't know who exactly
was the driver?
Who was the owner, but I believe he had to be somebody from town. So here we see some of those things, and here we have the pier, what is now called Port St. Martin, and this was one of the first cruise ship that came into St. Martin, the one on the right, the first cruise ship that came and docked into St. Martin for the very first time, bringing in tourists. On the other side, if you could see that, I think that's the fishing boats.
The fishing boats from the Japanese.
Come in from the Japanese that used to come in and bring in the fish, nishiri and that whole works. So there are the fish that they used to call it, the huge, big The fish that I
the
love
marlins,
to eat. The marlin, yes. And such like that.
The dolphins,
and
they
of course,
also had
there you have.
wahoos.
And on the other side, we bring in